beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your horoscope for August of 2022, where Aries this month, it's actually an interesting month because your ruling planet Mars is going to move into the energy of Gemini. And so it's going to start to give us a hint of some signatures of things we're going to be working on from now until March of 2023. So this is a very long time to consider what this signature stamp is going to be that Mars leaves for us. As well, we'll see Mercury coming into position where we're also going to see another stamp that's going to be with us until October, and Uranus is taking its retrograde this month, which I think is really powerful because it's going to be moving into its retrograde energy, dancing between 18 and 14 degrees of Taurus. Now, a couple of these points have been incredibly significant, especially as we came out of the energy of July. So plenty going on this month, lots of information to be gathering, so make sure you're checking out the details on the side of the slide so that you can see the dates of pre-retrograde shadow times, post-retrograde shadow times, all of that good stuff, what kind of astrologer I am, what kind of astrology we're doing here, and more information about the channel, okay? All right, Aries, let's get in here and see what's going on this month. Now, right as we're coming into the month, we've got Mercury who's just whipped through the energy of Leo and is now in the energy of Virgo as of the 4th. Now, when Mercury moves into the energy of Virgo, first of all, it's comfortable. It's in domicile. It's one of the ruling planets of Virgo. So it's very, very comfortable. Now, what this means and how this translates to you is we're going to look into your 6th house space, daily routines, health, wellness, and I include mental health and wellness in here, things around pets, things around if you are a freelance person or you are looking for a job. So we've got employment, but it's the day-to-day mundane things of employment, not necessarily your full career, contracts, co-workers you've got connected to this energy. Now, as Mercury gets into Virgo, right, because it's in domicile and they work so well together, I'm going to tell you first things out the gate, 6th house, house of health, Virgo, natural ruler in 6th house energy. Do your fitness check-ins, right? Like, where are you? Get structured, get organized, get into discernment. You know, if you've had a health condition or something that's been rattling you mentally, you've had, restless leg syndrome at night or something that's keeping you up or disrupting your routine, now is the time with Mercury in discerning Virgo to get organized. Get it together. Start to discern what needs to be happening in this area. Reprioritize at work. Have you had things taking you out of a routine that is making you feel the very best? Virgo wants the very best for any area that it steps into. And for you this month, it's going to be reorganizing that 6th house space. Now, later when we get into the rest of this year, we are going to see Mercury take its retrograde in the energy of Libra, but it does back up into the space in the energy of Virgo as well. So we're going to start to pay attention to some signatures, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit, okay? Now, as we get to the 11th, we're going to see Venus step into the energy of Leo. This is big love, big cat love is the way I like to say that. But this is going to light up your 5th house space. This is true love. It's play. It's pleasure. Aries, like, what are you doing? What is your big cat love that you're exploring in terms of your own self-expression, joy, pleasure, play? This can also be something really lovely around children, news about children, things like that. Now, the other thing I want to keep in mind is the signature of Venus is an attracting energy. So we are attracting in, we are bringing affectionately into our lives. So lots of play, lots of romance. Whether it's you're romancing another person, you're romancing yourself, you're romancing and bringing something into conception into your life. This is me. This is how I do this. This is how I express myself. This is a very big, lovely energy that can be drawing things into you just by engaging in pleasure and genuine self-expression alone. So watch out for your 5th house space and let me know what goodness is coming to your table. Now, also, we're going to have the full moon happening in the energy of Aquarius at 19 degrees. Okay, so the full moon says we need to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment. So for you, this is going to light up the 11th house area, friends, social grouping, social media, organizations, causes, aspirations, desires, designs that you've had for yourself, right? So at the full moon, for sure, because we're under all this light, if there are people, places, and things in your social life that are not working out, not in alignment anymore, you're going to need to end, acknowledge, or adjust those relationships. But the other thing I was thinking about is because this particular full moon is in a really nice alignment with Saturn, but is also in a challenging or a square aspect here to Uranus, it's like you have a more serious group of people coming into your life in some way. And one of the things I was thinking of with all the Aquarius, all the technology available, is Aries, are you going back to school? Are you doing a program? Are you studying something where, in a very Saturnian way, you're serious about this? This means something. You're taking on this commitment, and now this new grouping of people is coming into your world, or this new type of technology, the way that you're using it. It's like some kind of innovation for sure that could just as easily be the correction that you need at this particular full moon. So let me know in the comment section down below what's going on in the 11th house, the friendship and social zone for you, okay? Now on the 20th, we're going to see Mars enter into the energy of Gemini. Sensors up. Let's start paying attention to what's going on while Mars travels through Gemini. Now, first of all, this is going to light up your third house space. So communications, contracts, decisions, siblings, anything having to do with buying or selling. Think cars, think houses. If you're a watchmaker or you do something with jewelry, these little fine details are in third house and mercurial Gemini space as well. Now, the other thing I'm thinking of is, in August, what are you doing around travel? What have you got going around travel? Short distance things. No, don't think, necessarily you're going over an ocean unless that's the way your chart is laid out, but short distance travels, right? Maybe within your own state, okay? So we want to start paying attention here because Mars is going to start to move like Gemini. It's going to be an energy that is motivated, has a desire to connect. It's curious. It wants information. We're talking, we're disseminating information, we're acquiring information. I've got to go on this trip over here and I think it's just to see my sibling, but it's really to learn about this canyon that's over here. Also, when you're thinking short distance trip, I want you to think education, early education. Are you learning something new and you're at the beginning of it? Even if this is a master's PhD level program, are you just getting started or you're starting a new class or something like that? It's a very resourceful energy because Gemini in and of itself is resourceful when it comes to information. Now, the other thing I would love for you to be paying attention to is that as we get to September 3rd, we're going to see Mars move into its pre-retrograde shadow time. Okay, so it means it's slowing down. It's going to be getting ready for its retrograde that we will experience in October. But I want you to start paying attention to what's going on in your chart and in your life at about 8 degrees of Gemini. Now, Mars is here. It's in Gemini. So what's happening and signaturing up as we see Mars continue its transit getting close to 8 degrees. I want you to pay attention to that, okay? Now, we're also going to see the flux or this huge amount of Mars in Gemini energy. So really just think you've got months and months and months, okay? You've really got all the way until March 25th of 2023 to be working with this signature. So start taking notes. Pay attention. How do you feel? What are the strategies you're working with and are they working? Okay, this is a great place to slow down and make an acknowledgement, okay? Now, on the 22nd, we see the sun entering into the energy of Virgo, so lighting up that 6th house space where we saw Mercury move into at the beginning of the month. But now as the sun is here, we start to get a little bit more vibrance and motivation around your 6th house, daily routines, health, wellness, projects, freelance things with co-workers, right? And the sun brings that light, heat, life, and motivation, but it also may bring for you an absolute nesting desire to get organized in this area of your life. And that is nothing but the good. Now, one thing I do want to point out is if you are looking for the shadow side of Virgo, you can easily find and interact with it as the sun and Mercury are here. If you are nitpicking at yourself, if you are being condemning, if nothing is clean enough, nothing is perfect enough, you really have to look at the shadow side of Virgo peeking its head, right? Perfection is the enemy for Virgo, or looking good, like looking like everything's fine and not being in the actual discernment that there's an issue or that there's goodness here. These are shadow expressions of Virgo, and it's not right, it's not wrong. You simply need to look at that evolutionary scale and see where you're at on your expression, okay? Now, on the 24th, we're going to see Uranus, who's vibrating in the energy of Taurus, been hanging out, traveling together there with the North Node at the end of July. We had a very significant impact. If you have not watched your July horoscope to check out what that Uranus, Mars, North Node conjunction was all about, you want to go back because Uranus is now going to retrograde at that exact spot. So what came in and showed you some level of you need to detach? A person, a situation, a circumstance, lessons came in and was like, detach. This is not working for your self-sufficiency. This does not have value. This is not the right alignment. And it could have been sudden. It could have been uncomfortable. It could have been unexpected, but you want to see it now from the different lens of this retrograde. So Uranus is going to go retrograde at 18 degrees of Taurus, okay? Now, keep in mind, Uranus moved into pre-retrograde shadow in May, and we talked about that. So at 14 degrees of Taurus, it started to vibrate. So locate 14 to 18 degrees of Taurus in your chart because this is where Uranus has been demanding your freedom. It has been pushing you. I got to get out of here, okay? So in May, we saw Uranus move to its pre-retrograde shadow time at 14 degrees. May 7th, we started to look at what was coming up for us, okay? Now here we are, we're at August 24th, and we're seeing Uranus take the actual retrograde at 18 degrees of Taurus. Now, on January 22nd, we're going to see Uranus come out of retrograde, so come direct at that 14 degrees of Taurus again. But then we need to get all the way to post-retrograde shadow time, which doesn't actually happen again until May 9th of 2023, where Uranus gets back up to 18 degrees of Taurus, and then we can proceed forward. So I want you to go back into your chart to consider between May 7th of 2022 and May 9th of 2023, where is Uranus demanding a freedom for you. During this retrograde time, whatever has come up for you between those degrees, you're going back over. Am I still using something to hold me back? Lessons and circumstances have come up in my life and they hit me in my gut. I have been uncomfortable with some of the realities that Uranus has revealed for me because sometimes it means I have to step into my power. Sometimes it means I have to stop pretending what's going on here in this relationship with my money, with my values is not being compromised. Like whatever it is, Uranus for the next 4 months is going to send you back inside to say, where do I still need freedom? Where do I need to innovate and change these areas of myself? Okay, so look at those on your chart. Now, on the 25th, we've got Mercury speeding up here into the energy of Libra. Remember, Mercury is going to take its retrograde in Libra, so we want to be paying attention. And this is just going to be next month, okay, just in September. So Mercury enters into the energy of Libra, and now first of all, conversation, decision-making, thinking, gathering and sharing of information becomes relational, right? There's more people. We are talking to more people. We're in more partnership. We're maybe making decision about partnerships. We are looking for balance. Maybe I'm talking and I say my thing and I actually want to hear what you have to say as well. There's a diplomacy. Remember, this is Mercury in a Venus-ruled energy, so there is some level of diplomacy. So I would tell you honestly, and this is in your 7th house, so this is around relationships. You could be having relationship conversations like nobody would believe. And you know, guys, for me, that relationship is a very big, wide word because that can be the relationship with your romantic partner, your business partner, with you. This is the first most important relationship. You with this divine energy, what's going on with you and whatever you call your higher self, your higher power? Are you connected? Are you feeling grounded? Do you have a friendly relationship with yourself, your spouse, your higher power, right? Or is it a dynamic, needy relationship? Because we're going for interdependence, not codependence, when we're dealing with the highest vibration of Libra, right? So keep that in mind. What's the nature of the relationships that you're having as well? Now, Mercury is going to take that retrograde in Libra on September 9th, moving all the way until October 2nd, where it comes direct. Okay, now, other thing I want to point out is that when we get to the 20th of August is when you'll actually start to experience Mercury's pre-retrograde shadow time. So at 24 degrees of Virgo, please start paying attention to your chart. Okay, we're going to go from 24 degrees of Virgo. Now, as we're going to close out this month here on the 27th of August, we have got a new moon happening. Of course, this is the new moon in the energy of Virgo at 4 degrees. So check out where you've got 4 degrees of Virgo in your chart. Now, the new moon, we are planting our seeds of intention to begin something new, but we plant them in the dark, in the soil of magic, because you can't actually see it. You have to trust your intuition. You have to trust a calling that resonates more deeply in you than you're even fully conscious to when we're talking about new moon energy. But also, this is Virgo. Be practical. Have a little plan. What do you want to organize? Where would you like to see some discernment show up in your life? Where do you want to be of service to others where you're like, listen, I don't care how small my contribution is. I just want it to be the best that it can be for others as well. This is a phenomenal energy. And because this is happening in your 6th house space, Aries, remember this is all about your daily routines, health, wellness. How clean is your house? How clean is your daily routine? How clean is your mental life? What's going on? Are you continuing to interact with something, Aries, that is spinning you up emotionally and mentally, and you're not being discerning about what's going on here? Ask for a revelation. Ask for the lunar, your internal energies, to show you where you need to be more discerning under this energy. And as always, I think with a new moon, if you can plant your seeds of intention for like what you would like to begin, but then also say thank you. Say thank you right away. Thank you for already showing me that this has been taken care of. Show me. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know there's already been a solution to this. I think that goes a long way when we're dealing with the field of a magical moon, okay? All right, my absolutely beautiful astrology friends, I hope you have a gorgeous month, Aries. I hope that you live it up, live your best life. I'm really interested to see what's going to be happening in your 11th house, 5th house axes, because these are pretty social and expressive places. So let me know in the comment section down below how it's going for you. All right, Aries, I love you. Bye.